Musk leaves China with Tesla driving software hurdles cleared. Dubai to move airport to $35 billion new facility. Scotland's leader resigns after a year in power. Kenya dam collapses following heavy rains. Tornadoes strike central U.S. states. Voyager 1 sends data back to Earth for first time in 5 months.
Hello, I'm Wei Li. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Tuesday, April 30th, and here are your top stories. Elon Musk's quick visit to China paid immediate dividends, with Tesla Inc. clearing 2 key hurdles to introduce its driving assistance system to the world's biggest auto market. According to people familiar with the matter, the U.S. carmaker will partner with Chinese tech giant Baidu Inc. for mapping and navigation functions to support what it calls full self-driving, or FSD. Tesla has also passed a key data security and privacy requirement, which would help ease some concerns about bringing FSD to market in China. Tesla shares rose 6.6% in the pre-market U.S. tradings, while Baidu jumped 2.4% in Hong Kong.
The developments came after Tesla Chief Executive Office Elon Musk made an unannounced trip to China on Sunday, seeking approval for driver assistance software that could help arrest the carmaker's revenue decline. While the company's suite of features requires constant supervision and doesn't make Teslas autonomous, the company charges $8,000 in the U.S., or $99 a month for a subscription. The Wall Street Journal reported Monday that Chinese officials told Tesla that Beijing has tentatively approved the company's plan to launch FSD in the country, citing people familiar with the matter. Musk met Sunday with Premier Li Cheng, who as the Chinese Communist Party secretary for Shanghai helped the company set up what is now its top plant globally.
Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest for international travel, will move its operation to the city-state's second sprawling airfield in its southern desert reaches within the next 10 years in a project worth nearly $35 billion. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum's announcement marks the latest chapter in the rebound of its long-haul carrier Emirates after the coronavirus pandemic grounded international travel. Plans have been on the books for years to move the operation of the airport known as DXB to Al Maktoum's International Airport at Dubai World Central, which has been delayed by the repercussions of the Sheikdom's 2009 economic crisis.
The announcement included computer-rendered images of curving, white terminal reminiscent of the traditional Bedouin tents of the Arabian Peninsula. The airport will include 5 parallel runways and 400 aircraft gates. The airport now has just 2 runways, like Dubai International Airport. The financial health of the carrier Emirates has served as a barometer for the aviation industry worldwide and the wider economic health of this city-state. Dubai and the airline rebounded quickly from the pandemic by pushing forward with tourism even as some countries more slowly came out of their pandemic crouch. The number of passengers flying through DXB surged last year beyond its total for 2019 with 86.9 million passengers. Its 2019 annual traffic was 86.3 million passengers. The airport had 89.1 million passengers in 2018, its busiest ever year before the pandemic, while 66 million passengers passed through in 2022.
Scottish First Minister Hamza Yousaf has resigned barely a year into the role after the collapse of his coalition government, a humbling and chaotic departure that threw Scotland's ruling pro-independent party into chaos. Yousaf's coalition government fell apart unexpectedly last week when he tore up a coalition agreement with Green Party lawmakers, a risky move that backfired spectacularly when the Greens said they would vote against him in a confident motion. He announced in a news conference on Monday that the ruling SNP will now hold a leadership candidate to replace Yousaf.
Yousaf took over as the leader of the Scottish National Party, SNP, party last March, hoping to extend the party's domination of politics north of the border into a third decade and strengthen the case for a new referendum on Scottish independence. But the party's ever-worsening legal woes and a tumultuous coalition agreement put his leadership on brittle footing, and an unforced error to throw 2 Green lawmakers out of his government sent Yousaf into a 5-day fight for his job. In an emotional speech on Monday, Yousaf said it had been an honor to lead the SNP in government. But his time in power was rocky, and his short tenure has harmed his party's standing even further after a brutal year for the group.
Police said a dam collapsed in western Kenya early Monday, killing at least 40 people after a wall of water swept through houses and cut off a major road. Police told the Association Press that the old Kijabi Dam, located in Mayamahiu area of the Great Rift Valley region, is prone to flash floods, collapsed and water spilled downstream, carrying with it mud, rocks, and uprooted trees. Vehicles were entangled in debris on one of Kenya's busiest highways, and paramedics treated the injured as water submerged large areas.
Ongoing rains in Kenya have caused flooding that has already killed nearly 100 people and postponed the opening of schools. Heavy rains have been pounding the country since mid-March, and the meteorology department has warned of more rainfall. Kenya's Interior Minister Kithure Kindiki ordered the inspection of all public and private dams and water reservoirs within 24 hours starting Monday afternoon to avert future incidents. The ministry said recommendations for evacuations and resettlement would be done after the inspection. The wider East African region is experiencing flooding due to the heavy rains, and 155 people have reportedly died in Tanzania, while more than 200,000 people affected in neighboring Burundi.
At least 5 people, including a 4-month-old baby, have been killed after dozens of tornadoes ripped through the central U.S., causing serious damage. Tens of thousands of residents were left without power following separate storms that began on Friday. 4 of the deaths happened in Oklahoma, where a state of emergency has been declared in a dozen counties. Local media reported that a 5th person died from their injuries in Iowa after a separate storm system hit the Midwest. The National Weather Service said a preliminary investigation had confirmed some of Saturday's tornadoes had gusts of above 218 kilometers an hour.
The AFP news agency reported the storms, which swept from Texas to Missouri, also saw up to 7 inches, 18 centimeters, of rainfall in some places within hours. The town of Sulphur, in eastern Oklahoma, was hit particularly hard. Video of the aftermath showed flattened homes and overturned vehicles. According to the Oklahoma State Department of Health, around 100 injuries were reported. The towns of Holdenville and Marietta were also badly damaged. It comes after a separate weather system brought more than 70 tornadoes to the Midwestern states of Nebraska and Iowa on Friday. Nebraska's governor issued emergency declarations for 3 counties on Sunday, making them also eligible for extra funding for rescue and recovery operations. Further severe weather has been forecast.
For the first time in 5 months, NASA engineers have received decipherable data from Voyager 1 after crafting a creative solution to fix a communication problem aboard humanity's most distant spacecraft in the cosmos. Voyager 1 is currently about 24 billion kilometers away, and at 46 years old, the probe has shown multiple quirks and signs of aging in recent years. The latest issue experienced by Voyager 1 first cropped up in November 2023, when the Flight Data Systems Telemetry Modulation Unit began sending an indecipherable repeating pattern of code.
Voyager 1's flight data system collects information from the spacecraft's science instruments and bundles it with engineering data that reflects its current health status. Mission Control on Earth receives that data in binary code, or a series of ones and zeros. But since November, Voyager 1's flight data system had been stuck in a loop. While the probe has continued to relay a steady radio signal to its mission control team on Earth over the past few months, the signal did not carry any usable data. The mission team received the first coherent data about the health and status of Voyager 1's engineering systems on April 20th. While the team is still reviewing the information, everything they've seen so far suggests Voyager 1 is healthy and operating properly.
The answer for yesterday is C, thronging. People are thronging to see his new play. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into the news of Musk leaves China with Tesla driving software hurdles cleared. Number 1, dividends, 红利, 股息, 股利. Paid dividends. Exercising regularly will pay dividends in the end. Number 2, navigation, 导航, 领航. They will be helped by the very latest in navigation aids. Number 3, hurdle, 难关,障碍. The next hurdle will be getting her parents' agreement. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's it for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm Wei Li, your host. I'll see you next time.